right. I think today is the day because I'm having the signals. You know what I mean. Having some cramps, not there yet, but the cramps are here. That same mood up and down that we've been talking the past days. The craving for sugar, the drama. I always tell my husband that is the drama season. Um, and not having a lot of energy, wanted to stay indoors, not wanting to interact that much, and wanted to withdraw. Those are the signs. And let's see what's happening inside with the hormones right now. Estrogen is just even more low, on the lowest point. So, like we've been talking, estrogen supports the mood, energy, and mental clarity. One thing that I noticed yesterday was that my brain again was trying to understand my whole life yesterday and creating problems at the same time it was creating the solutions. I always tell everybody in my yoga classes, the brain is a tool that creates. It can create amazing things like the humans, us humans have been created, but it can also create stories that aren't real and can create problems but also create the solution. So having the awareness about this is very, very important because you just observe the thoughts coming. You don't like, oh my God, get into that deep thought and get on that anxiety mode where you believe that what you're thinking it is true. So very low energy, brain fog, less motivation. I've been forgetting a lot of the things. We went for a grocery shop to go shopping and I just forgot exactly like what we were gonna buy and we had just talked about it. So that's totally normal. Um, Progesterone also dropping even more. The progesterone is the calming and instability. So when it drops, you get more emotional, more sensitive, and less grounding feeling. So you get restless. You want to do something, then you do, and then you don't want to do. You want to lay down, but then it keeps nothing. Nothing feels good, and it's not because things doesn't feel good. It's just you don't have the internal hormonal support for that. So that's it's a big deal. And again, haven't learned how to pronounce this. Prostaglandins, you're gonna write it somewhere here, increases. So today I'm having more cramps and I'm having more discomfort, and this triggers the uterus to contract to start the shedding. So that's why we feel a lot of uncomfortable or a lot of cramps on the lower belly, and you also feel heavy. I was very surprised that today I was not feeling that heavy and also not very bloated. So I was very surprised because usually I get a couple days before, but I get more when I actually get my period. So we'll see how it goes. Serotonin decrease. So the mood can deep, more introspective, less social, and it's also like it is an introspection time, but it's not very good to think about life or to think about big changes, even though your brain is started to work on that. Why? Because you don't have a lot of mental clarity, you're very moody, so you get very sensitive. You can have this time of introspection, but not like a changing moment of life. And cortisol, again, very sensitive, very high, strong. Stress feels stronger. And when I mean the stress is not just the normal day-to-day stress, anything that, yesterday, for example, we ended up eating fast food, and fast food can bring a lot of stress to the body because of the way that is made. It's deep fried, it's a lot of seasoning, it's high process. So that's a kind of stress. So like I couldn't finish eating. My body was like, no, stop, don't eat all of this. And I listened to it, and it was the best thing I did because I didn't overeat. I ate some, and I wasn't like with any stomach pain or any other discomfort. I was able to sleep very well last night, and that helps a lot with the levels of cortisol. But again, when the levels of cortisol is very high, your body start to withdraw and want it to be more like in the dark and not listening to anything, or just more calm music, not watching too much, because your body is trying to release and not bring more of the stress. So like that's why meditation, yoga nidra, restorative yoga, everything that is very much calm and quiet. It's a great practice for that. And one thing that I noticed too, this coming from the Ayurveda, when I did my Ayurveda introduction, I focus a lot on the women's and how the Ayurveda can help us to understand better ourselves throughout the cycle. During this time where we are getting our period, it's a moment where the brain start getting more active, and like I say, the brain creates things. It can create anxiety, it can create the stories and such, but it can also create and have great ideas. So doing the menstruation is a very creative time, in according to the Vedic, not Vedic astrology, to oh my god, Ayurveda, is the Vata time. So the Vata, it's very a lot of fluidity. It's like the wind. So that's why our mind got very much, everywhere, a lot of movement, and we need that movement to shed. So it's a very creative time if you are balanced out. So one thing that I notice is when you start releasing the cortisol and all the stress, you start being more open for ideas. So yesterday, while I was, we were kind of watching TV at night. I love to do my yoga, very chill and calm yoga on the rug, and I was having so much ideas. Even like I was releasing tensions in my body, and then creative idea was coming. So I was writing down all that. Is a great time for creativity, but for the creativity to show up, it's important to have the release of tension, the release of stress. Otherwise, that's gonna it's gonna take over. You're gonna feel more of the stress, more of the anxiety, more of all this stuff instead of the creativity. So whatever you release, you start letting go of the high cortisol levels and start to get more mellow. That's when the creativity start to pop up. So it's a very, like I said, I'm still kind of learning, still kind of like, how can I enjoy my cycle, because it's something that is part of my life. There are ways that you can't not have it anymore, but it's not what I choose. I choose to get more in touch with how can I understand more, so I can understand more myself and take advantage of it, because there is a reason why this happens to us, and it's not all bad. Like I grew up like hating and like thinking that it was bad, that like, oh my god, I'm so cursed because of this. But how can I get familiar and love this part of me, and how can I use this for my own benefit and not going against of it? So it's been a journey. And one thing, like I said, during my menstruation, I like to give myself time, and I love laying down and watching some stupid movies, but I also love resting and opening space for creativity and writing down, and see what flows, but also have this time of introspection, of restorative yoga, of meditation, of, not, I don't do a lot of walk or anything like that, because I usually feel very heavy, but I like staying more chill, more rest, more introspective. I will be talking more as it happens. Like I said, I want to keep this a nice diary for every day. And I have some specific things that I like to cook to when it's close to my menstruation, that things that helps with my digestion that sometimes get funky. It helps to elevate this, not elevate, but brings a little sensations of relief since those hormones are very low. So I have a zucchini banana bread that I love to cook during my menstruation, and it's really, really good. So I'll be cooking that. I'll create a vlog with the recipe as well. It's vegan. I'm not vegan, but it's vegan. It's gluten free, and it's very, very delicious. And I have a recipe for my family that is like a heavy cream biscuit that I've never made that specific for my period, but this time I'm having the desire to make. We'll see how it goes because there's a lot of sugar, and sugar can increase inflammation. That's what the cramps are. So I'm still kind of deciding if I'm gonna make that and see how it feels. So we'll see. But I'm not having caffeine because caffeine increases inflammations. I'm having 100% cacao instead, the cacao ceremonial. And like I said a couple days ago, the cacao ceremonial has the serotonin, has all those good stuff, that magnesium that helps balance it out. All these hormones that is just naturally getting low, we are finding a balance here. I'm also gonna take omega-3 because that's very good for the prostaglandins. I need to learn how to say that word. It's really good. It helps to balance it out, so it releases a little bit of the cramp. And magnesium that I've been taking and I've been enjoying a lot as well. Which other thing? My regular vitamins that I take. And during my period, I eat meat. I tried to be vegan. I was vegan for a year. It did not work out with me, but this is not the theme of this. I'll save that for a different video. So during my menstruation, since I lose a lot of blood and that, I try to eat things that has a higher iron. So I eat more red meat, spinach. Cacao has a huge amount of iron, so I drink cacao twice a day, maybe sometimes even 3 times a day, to balance that out. So I think that's what I have it for today. Let me know how you feel, if this also shows up for you, if it's something that you also notice on the day that you were getting your period, because sometimes it's a surprise, but sometimes you can feel, and I always feel like, oh my god, it isn't here, but it's here. So it's always a limbo. And I tell my husband to get ready because it's drama season. You gotta allow me to do my drama. And yeah, let me know if this happens with you too. What do you think? Let's chat. Let's create this safe space for us to communicate, for us to share experience and all that. All right, and I see you next day. Bye bye.